Hi guys, welcome to this another important video. Another important video in ICT, which is also one of the fundamental. Please ignore what has just popped. Those are just notification which actually is popped on the screen. Yes. So now we are looking at another important course outline for information and communication technology. Now, particularly this course, it is called defensive security. So we are looking at the course outline for defensive security. So under defensive security course outline, we shall also look at the rationale, and then we shall look at the aim, and then later on we shall talk of the objectives, the modules, the course materials, and everything that is needed in this course outline. So the first part is that we shall look at the objective. So now we shall also talk about the objectives, and then later on we shall talk about the unit. So let us start by looking at the rationale of defensive security. So the rationale of defensive security is that with the increasing frequency and the sophistication of cyber threats, there is a growing need for professionals who understand and implement defensive security measures. This course addresses the importance of proactive security strategies in the field of computer science, emphasizing the role of the defender in preventing and responding to security incidents. So just to go through again on the rationale of security or defensive security. The rationale is that with the increasing frequency and the sophistications of cyber threats, there is a growing need for professionals who understand and can implement defensive security measures. This course addresses the importance of proactive security strategies in the field of computer science, emphasizing the role of defender in the preventing and responding to security incidents. So that is just the rationale of defensive security. Then let us also proceed by looking at the aim of defensive security. So when you talk of the aim of defensive security, we are saying that the aim of this course is to equip students with the knowledge and the skills necessary to implement defensive security measures effectively. By the end of this course, the students should be able to design, implement, and manage robust security solutions to safeguard computer system and network. So this is just part of the aim of defensive security. Let us also proceed by looking at the objectives of defensive security. So the objectives of defensive security is that the learners and the student will be able to establish the importance of defensive security in the context. So the learners and the students will be able to establish the importance of defensive security in the context. Okay. And then the other point is that the learners and the student also be able to explore methodologies for identifying and assessing cybersecurity threats. And then they shall also be able to examine strategies to protect computer networks from various threats. And then the other main point is that the learners and the student will also be able to focus on securing individual devices to prevent and detect security incidents. So this is also just part of the objectives of defensive security, which is one of the important courses in ICT, very important. Then apart from that, we proceed by looking at the units or the modules that the learners and the students will be able to cover as they embark on the study of this important course called defensive security. Now, under Unit 1, main subtitle, which is Understand the Foundation of Defensive Security. So the learners will be able to cover, they will be able to define the core concepts of defensive security. And then they shall also be able to explain the significance of defensive security in the contemporary computer science. Then the other point on Unit 1 is that the learners and the students will also be able to identify elements of the cyber security landscape. That is just part of Unit 1. And then also proceed by looking at Unit 2. So under Unit 2, main subtitle, the main subtitle is Explore Threats, Intelligence and Risk Assessment. Explore threats, intelligence, and risk assessment. So under this point, under this unit, the learners and the student will also be able to explore various sources of threats, intelligence, and then they will also be able to apply risk assessment frameworks to evaluate potential threats. And then the learners will also be able to develop skills in threats modeling for proactive defense. This is just part of Unit 2. And then we proceed by looking at Unit 3, which has the main subtitle of Unit 3 is Implementing Network Security Measures. Implementing network security measures. Guys, the weather is just something else today, guys. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we're still looking at Unit 3. Of defensive security, which has the main subtitle Implementing Network Security Measure, where the learners and the students will be able to design and configure firewall for network defense, and then they shall also be able to implement intrusion detection and prevention system just to monitor any threats. And apart from that, there is also another point where the students and the learners will also be able to apply network segmentation strategies to enhance security. And then we also have Unit 4 under Defensive Security, which has the main subtitle as the Secure Endpoint and Individual Devices. And under Unit 4, which is Secure Endpoint and Individual Devices, here the learners and the students will be able to evaluate and configure antivirus software. So they will be able to evaluate and configure antivirus software, and then they shall also be able to implement endpoint detection and response solution. And then the other point is that the learners and the students will also be able to develop secure configuration for individual devices. Okay, then after that, there is now study material where you're supposed to access the study material and all the information about the course. And then there is also an aspect of evaluation, which brings an individual assignment, group project, and also the final examination. Apart from that, there is also an aspect of academic dishonest, which is plagiarism, and any plagiarism will definitely attract a D, which is a fail. So you have to make sure that you take this course to be very important course and always be serious. The other point is that apart from that is the continuous assessment and how it will be calculated. Now the continuous assessment, which is CA or CAT, this is the addition of the assignments, individual assignments, the group project assignments, the quizzes and the tests, and also the exam, which makes a complete 100%. And then the continuous assessment will be calculated by the use of the GPA. Very important. Hope you have enjoyed the video, and please always stay focused. Where you have a question, please ask. Remember, Just Life University, we are there to deliver. I wish you all the best, guys. Thank you very much.